Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 17 properties, and there's some good ones in here, so it's definitely worth a view. First one up, 235 Bronte, number 48. It's at 239.9, and we got the Snoop Doggy Dizzog car beside the lowrider. I'm just kidding. It's kind of a back split. It's got the kitchen up on one of the levels. Now, you got to take that dog crate out. Vinyl floor. Pretty easy to fix. It looks like the stuff in here would be like you could work with what's there, and that's a good price. $239, $288 on the maintenance fees. Probably one of the cheapest options when you're looking at condo townhomes right now. 81 Millside, number 906, 242.9, 2-bedroom, 2-washroom. Basically a lot of original stuff it looks like in here, and it is on electric baseboard heat, but it is included in the condo fees too, so that's something that it's not necessarily going to affect you, although if hydro goes up they're going to have no choice but to either take it from the reserve fund or raise the condo fees up. It's one of those things, like wherever it floats, that's what you're left with, and overall it is a more expensive heating than a gas forced air system. Now Houston, there's no pictures, 359, it's a semi-detached. When you look at the room sizes, it has hardwood floors. It's basically a very small living dining and a kitchen. The second and third bedroom are not particularly large, and then the master is long and narrow. So I'm betting this one's probably 1250 square feet. At 359 for a semi, it's pretty much entry point. So if it's half decent inside, I think they got a shot. I like the 2-car parking in the driveway. That's a nice little added value feature. It's in the Bruce Trail School District. Pettigrew, a little bit further north, a little closer to the Home Depot, just off of Maple, and it's on the side of Pettigrew that's quiet per se, that's not facing Thompson. It's on the inside part, and decent sized yard. You got 3 bedrooms here. There's your kitchen with your eat-in, and then you also have it's just one room here. So your official dining room is really your eat-in and your kitchen. The floors look good on this one. The home's probably getting close to 10 years old, so it does show its age a bit. I mean, compared to some of the new stuff you see in the escarpment. Nice and easy to get on the highway, though. They're taking offers on Monday on this one because there's just not a lot for sale. 369. I think it'll work out well for them. So 51 Harris is 424.9, and I think this one's around 2,000 square feet. It's a very interesting layout. So you've got your kitchen here with an eat-in, and the same kind of thing is that that's really your dining room. You don't really have an official one, although I'll show you in a sec where they've put theirs. There's a big walk-in pantry off the kitchen, which is hard to find in a semi-detached. So there's a shot of the eat-in. You could also do a dining room on this side because this back room is so big that you do have some space to configure things. And the rooms upstairs are pretty good size, and then you've got a finished basement. I can see on paper somebody paying $424.9 for it. It would be surprising to me if they did get it, just based on what I've seen out there and what else is for sale. And you could really crank your price range up just a touch more and you could get a fully detached home. This one on Seller's Path, I talked about it yesterday. There's so many of these for sale. The market's a little bit flooded with these 3-story with the double car garage and no backyard. I don't find it really competes above or below anything out there. Vacant homes are hard to sell because they show all the flaws inside. And so the next one up is Ferguson at 454.9. It's a Powell model. It's a corner Powell. So you have all these nice windows on the side here. It's a great floor plan. It does front and side onto 2 busier streets, so it's right on the corner of Ferguson and Clark. And inside, you've got a half wall that separates your front living dining with your family. Actually, they may have converted this area to a family. I might be looking at the wrong view because that looks like a dining light fixture right there. Yeah, so there you go. So there's your living dining in the front. There's your family, and then the kitchen is just around the corner close to the family room. There's the kitchen. And I think this may be an upgrade from the builder. If so, not a bad idea, although it may cut off some of your eat-in area here. And it looks like it's very well staged, very well decorated. Glass shower looks great. This room is about as color coordinated as you could find, and everything looks good. So clean, simple, tidy. I think they have a realistic shot with this price. And so Huffman's the next one up. 459. It's a touch smaller than the Powell, so it's 1820 square feet. And so you've got a 3-bedroom home here. Nice glossy tiles here, hardwood floors. That's your living dining. Then you also have your kitchen and your family room just off to the side. Everybody loves the main floor on this one. If there's any complaint that we hear, it's that the master closet, there's not a lot of space for your clothes, and the ensuite's a little bit tight. And that leads us into the next listing, actually. So for about $30,000 more, you could get up to something like this on Vickerman. So this is the Shady Glen 2. They actually revised the floor plan, added an extra bedroom upstairs, increased the size of the ensuite, increased the size of the closet. So they fixed the second floor to make it a little bit more functional. Not that the other one's not functional. I find that they took care of some of the things that people didn't like about the second floor. Main floor is exactly the same, very nice floor plan. That little bay window allows a lot of flexibility in what kind of table you can put into the space, and I find the other one shows a bit better. This one obviously has the extra value feature of the finished basement and about 150 more square feet. Actually 200 more square feet if you think about it. So you know, do you save some money and maybe get a home that doesn't have as much stuff in it? Or do you maybe go for that 4th bedroom finished basement and maybe live there a bit longer? Now this is a very, very interesting home. It's up in Moffat. It's just on 15th Side Road. $499 is the price. It's not on a tremendously big lot, so it's 120 by about 85 to 94 feet. It is a converted church, and it's actually done very well. I mean, this is an impressive looking home. It looks like it's something out of a magazine, actually. A 3rd-story loft. There's all kinds of neat features about this home, and they only bought it maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago tops. So I think when you're buying a building this old, you definitely want a good home inspector. But I love the price point on it. You're not getting a lot of land. The house seems really, really fantastic. And when you think about semis going at like $420 in Milton, you look at something like that. It's got character. It's something that, boy, like if your friends came over, they'd be really, really impressed. Mention Way $550. It's a mere posting, so the sellers are acting as their own listing agent. And I don't know if this one wows me. I think that it almost looks like an older home than what it is. It's probably only a couple years old. And yeah, it's hard to get a feel of the space with the vacant home, but it's got a finished basement. It looks like it's set up as an apartment style dwelling. So $550. I don't know if I'm thrilled about that one. So Izard is at $559, and so another one in the Bruce Trail School District. Nice quiet crescent. Love the balcony up on the 2nd floor. It's a great place to hang out. It's even a good place if you have a home office. If that room opens up to the outside, you can have some nice fresh air coming in. It can be a real inviting environment if you work from home. So good stuff here. I think the staging looks great. I think the kitchen looks really good, and it's about 2,400 square feet, and pretty much front to back it looks like it's been done very, very well. And so, you know, it could be one of those things where you're in the right price range. Hard to tell from just the listing. 86 mil, $569. You got a detached, looks like a single car garage here. And you've got a home here, and if you notice the plaque, now that just may mean that the home is a certain age. If a home's been designated as a heritage home, sometimes you can get trapped in that a little bit as a buyer, because if you want to make any modifications, it's a very extensive application process. So you just want to ask if this home is a heritage home. Inside looks great. If I remember correctly, it's probably the home that a real estate agent lived in for years and years before she moved down south. But it looks like it's got a lot of space in here, and a 66 by 132 foot lot with some big trees. $569 seems like the right price. Now, depending on where it is on Mill, there are some commercial buildings that may be close to this one. I haven't checked the actual location. French Gardens is at $599. It's a Scotswood, so it's about 2,350 square feet. California shutters. You've got your crown moldings here. It's a great floor plan. One of my favorite floor plans that Madam's put out. You've got the upgraded floors upstairs and a finished basement and some pretty decent stuff in the yard. French Gardens is one of my favorite streets because that's what you face onto. So it's sort of wedge shapes, and there's this triangular park right in front of it. And the neat thing about French Garden is that at Christmas time, it's one of the best streets in town for looking at all the Christmas lights. So I think there's a nice vibe on the street. And the last model like this with the finished basement to sell was up at 608. So this one here at 599, I think has a lot of potential. An extra probably 20 feet in the backyard width, so you're getting a wider backyard. It's a hot listing. This is a Chuck pick of the day for sure. Lansborough 637.8. And don't know how big it is. I'm guessing it's in the high 2,000s or maybe even low 3,000s. Hard to sell a vacant house. Not a lot of things that jump out at me on this one. It's a standard 43 by about 89 foot yard. And the next one on McLaughlin is at 679. It's 2,700 square feet. Usually we see the 2,700 square foot homes a lot closer to the high 5s, low 6s. Now these guys, it looks like they put a lot of work into this one, a lot of money, very well staged, a lot of upgrades, and homes that are move-in ready, homes that make your jaw drop will always command a premium. That's just how it is. It's an emotional decision to buy a home, and if you can grab someone with emotion, you can do very, very well. So the stucco on the outside, stone on the bottom here as an accent. I think there's a lot of things this one has going for it. And Fifth Line is the last listing. It's at 695. It's on 10 acres. And for where it is, 20th Side Road and 5th, it's not that far off from land value, to be honest. I mean, you're getting the house pretty much as a bonus. And the house doesn't have a lot of wow features, but depending on the floor plan, it actually looks like a pretty big home. Looks like there's potentially a little walkout from the basement there, and possibly set back pretty far from the road. So it's one of those ones, like, you might need to do a bit of work in the home, or if the home doesn't have to be a real wow, but you want some land, this one actually seems like it's in shooting range. Okay, so that's the list for today. Any questions, give us a call. You want to see any of these homes, definitely give us a call, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.